time for a little bit of intellectual anarchy, where we engage in extreme truth, extreme common sense, and diversity of ideas. Hello, I'm your host, James Salazar. I am a futurist and an identity redesign specialist. I help people create a more powerful intellect and identity to compete in this new futuristic economy. So they did it. They prosecuted Donald Trump. And I could think of no better gift to give to him, because everything he's been complaining about, his conspiracies, his hyperbolic nature of his circumstances, his victimology, people were tired of it. And as I gave him, if he ran, about 40% chance to win Joe Biden in the next re-election. But now they just legitimized him, saying that they do have a special hatred for him. And he's clever enough to say, it's not really about me, it's about you. He's making it seem like this is an attack on half the population. This could have been the biggest gift to give to him. You see, I liken it to a guy who says he sees UFOs every day. And everybody's like, okay, yeah, you're full of shit. I don't believe it. You're crazy. Or you're just trying to lie to kick it and to be cool, to sound cool, or whatever. And then everybody says, no, we're tired of it. We don't want to hear you no more. And then a spaceship lands down. A little green man comes out and says, oh, yeah, he's my friend. I talk to him every night. And everybody be all, whoa, I guess he was right. I likened it to that situation. You just legitimized everything he's been complaining about. Most of the American people, the moderates who actually choose his president, were pretty much saying, Donald Trump, he's over-exaggerating like he always does. Not today. Not today. It seems relevant and true. To have the first president to have a mugshot, you think that's going to hurt him? No, he was hurting himself. This is how Joe Biden won, by allowing Donald Trump to hurt himself. That's why he hid. He knew if he hid long enough, Donald Trump would say something that would get on the moderates' nerves, or white men would be exhausted by his over-exaggeration and hyperbolic mentality, that they were going to either not vote or vote for the other person. This was a poor strategic move by the Democrats. They just legitimized him. And also how super dangerous it is. All those people who believe that the election was stolen, they feel more legitimized. And they're crazy. Look at the Democrats try to convince people that the Russians want him and he was in the pocket of Russians. I liken that to the people who believe that Joe Biden stole the election. You're both a part of the same stupidity. You're idiots. And you come from the same mindset where you want to have a religious belief towards your political party. We know now there's no proof that Donald Trump was in the pocket of any Russians, or that the Russians' bots did anything to help him. We know that now. And if you believe the opposite, you're part of the problem. You're no different than the people who believe that the election was stolen to Donald Trump. And I liken you as the same people. You're just as dumb. You're just as stupid. Even if both of those were true, no one can prove it. So they're all mute ideas, and then they go after him because of Ukraine and all this other stuff. They were proving his point that he was a victim. Then January 6th came. And it looked bad on President Trump. And all they needed to do, the Democrats, was during the election of the race of Joe Biden and Donald Trump, all they needed to go to Donald Trump in the questioning, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, former President, do you believe the election was stolen from you? And he'll say, I don't want to talk about them. And then they keep on harping, and he will open his mouth and put his foot in his mouth, which will turn off the moderate voter. Now he doesn't even have to talk about that. Now he's going to refer to this, his mugshot. He's going to wear that mugshot proudly. He's going to wear that mugshot proudly as a ticket straight into the Oval Office. And if you think any different, you're a special kind of stupid. Sorry to say. You shouldn't be happy that this happened if you are a Democrat. But Democrats, leftists, are always ruled by their emotion and not by the logic. And they don't care about further outcomes as long as they have immediate gratification right away. And this does give them immediate gratification. But they'll be screaming in the streets if he gets reelected. And this will be the moment where that allow that to happen, to set up things for that to happen. You see, before then, the only Republican that would lose against Joe Biden was Donald Trump. So you needed to ensure that Ron DeSantis didn't get in, or any Republican, because any Republican beats Joe Biden, except for Donald Trump. It's almost even, but I give Donald Trump even less because it's just how I see it. But now, for sure, he's up by 75%. He's going to win. There's still 15% that Donald Trump himself can put his foot in his mouth and say something or do something stupid to bring him down to like 60 to 55. But I'm pretty much, this ensures he becomes the next president. Much sure that Ron DeSantis won't become the nominee. And let's get into the conspiracies, right? The conspiracies is this, the calculation by Democrats is that they know Joe Biden can win Donald Trump. Therefore, they want to victimize Donald Trump, have people rally behind Donald Trump, so he becomes the nominee. And in the election, Joe Biden inches out a win. Because they know, without a shadow of a doubt, that any other Republican beats Joe Biden. Give the American people another choice other than Donald Trump, they'll pick that choice. That's what I think the Democrats believe. But I think they went way too far with this. They went way too far with this. And now they're going to rally more people behind them. Even moderates. Moderates are looking today and say, the Democrats are going too far. Seems like Donald Trump is right. They have a special hatred for him that goes way beyond the legal system. They're going to conclude that. We're quite a bit away from it. So I think it's a miscalculation. I think this will also cause them the House and the Senate by large margins. it's like they handed the House, the Senate, and the presidency, probably governorships. I always thought that the red wave before was like, maybe, I don't know. It sounds like it might happen, but it won't happen. This time, I'm sure it's going to happen. Because what you need to know, that first of all, they must come with proof and a conviction. They have to come with proof and a conviction. If not, then jailing somebody because your political opponent is 100% fascist. Russia does it, Ukraine does it, all these Eastern European and South American countries always do that. Even in Italy and other places. They jail their political opponents, which is complete fascism. Now that can be laid at the feet of Democrats. So they need to come out with proof. They need to come with proof and prosecute and win that prosecution. Because if they don't, if this just falls away immediately, they can be labeled fascist. 100% fascist. And that argument can be made today based on their actions. So they have to do something amazing to legitimize this. Because right now, as it looks, they're trying to take a misdemeanor, somehow make it a felony, which they cannot prove. Based upon a ex-lawyer who has lied under oath many times. So it is a weird calculation that legitimizes Donald Trump and makes the rest of the party look bad. Now, but it could be for this. Here's the other conspiracy. The other conspiracy is that the Democrats don't want Joe Biden to be the running mate. They don't. And they're hoping that the Republicans' reactionary is to prosecute Joe Biden. And prosecute Joe Biden and get him out of the race. So they can put up somebody better. Weird calculation. But here's the truth. They broke the glass. Should go for a president who has committed murder by his own hands, who has had corruption, high-level corruption, to prosecute. They broke it for such a small thing. And now you're going to have any eager Republican DA go after Barack Obama, which he can because Barack Obama illegally spied on Donald Trump's campaign. He weaponized the IRS to go after certain Americans, which are felonies, and they can go after him now. But at the very least, get a mugshot. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi, especially with she might go to jail for sure for insider trading. Go after Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and we're just going to have this mad prosecution of every president and every leader. And it could potentially upheaval our society. Because the Democrats decided to do. Usually there was an acknowledgement like, the best, if this person's bad, we just get them out of office by defeating them. Because the president, is more important than any one individual. So we don't prosecute because We don't want presidents that do nothing, sit down, because some political party comes back and tries to prosecute them, right? Well, that gates are open. Pandora's box is open. And if you thought that wasn't going to happen, that you're not going to see Barack Obama's mugshot and Hillary Clinton's mugshot and Nancy Pelosi's mugshot, not that they're going to fully prosecute them, and maybe they might, I don't know. Depends on how far they go with this. If you didn't think that was going to happen when they did this, then you are a special kind of stupid, and I feel sorry for you. Of course they're going to do that. Democrats, Republicans are going to do that right back, just like that filibuster, right? They get rid of the filibuster, right? And then as soon as the Republicans get in parties, they go, we want to add this filibuster back. They didn't think far ahead. So they got 3 Republican nominees for the judgeship. Didn't work out in their way. They weren't thinking ahead. They don't think past their nose. They're very emotional people, and they're doing that today for just a little bit of clout to get fucked later by it. That's the potential, but that's how Democrats think. This is why you can't have these people run economies. They only deal with what they feel in the moment. They don't make hard decisions like you and me. We have to save money, don't go out, pay our bills, save our money, bring up our credit score. They don't have to do any of that. They're like a teenager with a credit card, and they go out and spend, and they go, oh, what do? I have to pay for it? It's going to be very interesting. I guarantee you Donald Trump's going to make a mural of that mugshot and put it up his house and wear it like a badge of honor. It's such a bad calculation by the Democrats. If you're a Democrat, you really got to think, are these the people I want representing me? Pretty amazing that they handed that to Donald Trump right before the election, because he was looking like more marginalized every single day by his victimology attacking Ron DeSantis. He was even alienating Republicans. He wasn't going to take the nomination. He wasn't going to get the nomination the way he was acting. And we know we don't need him. We've learned so many great lessons from Donald Trump on how to handle the media, how to handle the opposition, how to be strong without all the stupid shit he says and all the victimology and all the bad things about him. We got like Ron DeSantis, was basically Donald Trump 2.0. All the good stuff about Donald Trump was that all the bad. No. Ron DeSantis has his own issues, for sure. Not as glowing as Donald Trump. So it is amazing to me that they handed Donald Trump this. A ticket right into the election. So how do I think the Democrats save this? That they immediately, and let me tell you something. You think Barack Obama? You think Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer? You think these people wanted that to happen? They didn't want that to happen because they knew that the Republicans are going to go after them next. But there's a new set of people in the party that don't care about these old people. That are willing to sacrifice these old people, old Democrats, to get this little pleasure. Like AOC and all that whole group, they don't think past their heads. So they're just like, oh, this will get me reelected by doing this one thing. I will get reelected in what I want. Doesn't care about the Democratic Party at all. They care about their position, and they're willing to throw all the former presidents under the bus for it. And that shows that those people, once Nancy Pelosi left, have all the power, and these old curmudgeons like Barack Obama, the Clintons, Nancy Pelosi have no power. Have no power. They're much smarter politicians than the ones they have now. The ones that are controlling Joe Biden, who are speaking into his ear, telling him what to say. He's a puppet. So, there's some conspiracy theories. It's going to be amazing how it plays out. Right now, the momentum is so much in Donald Trump's corner. It's very important how he addresses this one situation. If he adds hyperbolic to it, because right now, the truth is on his side. He doesn't need to exaggerate it. This is going to be hard for him not to do. It's not in his nature not to over-exaggerate things. He's the over-exaggerator and chief, and people got tired of it toward the end of the 4 years. He just needs to show exactly. These people have had it out for me since this, and now this. These are people who are afraid of losing their power, to be have their power lessened, and they're attacking me. But they're not attacking me, they're attacking you. They don't want your values, your principles, your ideas, your traditional values to be represented in the presidency. So therefore, they became fascists and illegally prosecuted me and threw me in jail. Look at my mugshot. 100% proof that they are fascist and they hated me from the beginning. That's all he needs to say. If he says, and they beat me in there, and they looked at me mean, and this is how you know they stole the election. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. That would be a poor calculation. Don't do that. He has a new shiny ball to play with. Play with that ball. Milk it for all you can. Get rid of that stolen election. Doesn't matter. I don't know if they stole the election or they're not, but what we're going to do is we're going to win this next one fair and square. We can't let these fascists, whatever. Come on. Smarter. I don't want Donald Trump to be president, but I definitely don't want Joe Biden. There has been nobody worse on paper, not just in people's emotions. On paper, no one has been worse than Joe Biden, except for Andrew Jackson, who pretty much killed all the Indians, made them walk into the snow. Okay? That's only been the worst president. Joe Biden. Millions of people have lost their jobs. Millions of people have lost their houses and cars, and violence has gone up. The world does not respect us anymore. It is, I can't begin to tell you how much inflation, job growth, violence, the world feeling eager to attack our allies, knowing that we ain't going to do shit about it. And just the embarrassment of when he opens his mouth. Just terrible. I don't want to belabor this too long. I'll come with a video of why I think Joe Biden's the worst president since Jimmy Carter and Andrew Jackson. So, hey, you need some life coaching? You need someone in your corner? You know, in times, in life, people are just not going to believe you. They're going to disregard you. And they're going to say, oh, you're doing that same thing over and over again, and you keep on telling us about this new thing, and they just won't get behind your back. And they're not telling you can't do it, but they're not telling you that you can't. And right now, you need someone in your corner, pushing you every single day, giving you tools to succeed with your mind and strategically plan your future. If that sounds like something you need right now to be successful, even in this coming recession, for you to thrive, you need life coaching. And if you do, go to this, wait a minute, hold on. QR code right there. It'll link you to my coaching page if you want me to come speak at your organization, seminar, conference, or religious group. You can also find the link there to my speaker page. I have a special Facebook group called the Brightburn Society Facebook group where we gather there, like-minded entrepreneurs, and we get training, positive thoughts, and motivations, and planning ways forward for you to succeed. That's also in the links. Also, there is a program that I used to do all my stuff called Kartra. I want you to take a look at that. That is an all-in-one source to do business on life. To web building, funnel building, email automation, membership sites, video hosting, and much more things. Check that out also in there. Or you can go to James Salazar, right here, media.com/sling, and it will link you to everything I am doing and I promote. So check that out. This is James Salazar signing out of the Intellectual Anarchy. What a moment in history for Americans. It could break us or unite us. Let's see what happens.